All right, guys. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good weekend. Going to be going over the Evelyn Boswell case. Uh, Megan's trial starts tomorrow in Sullivan County, and just wanted to give you guys my opinion on a few things and who probably is going to be one of the most important witnesses, and the one who probably carries one of the most important testimonies in the trial. I am local to sort of local to the area. Now, I used to live up there for, golly, I lived up there from 1980 to 2003, 2002. So I know the area very well, I know a lot of people very well. And back when all this went down, there were some things that, I got exposed to through the news and stuff like that. But here we are years later, and it's now finally going to play out. And just from my perspective, I'm just going to give you guys what I think is going to, or who I think is going to be probably one of the most important witnesses, and her testimony is probably going to be one of the most important also. So if you're not familiar with the case, Megan Boswell is a young mother who allegedly took the life of her infant daughter, and police found her remains. They found her with, I believe they said aluminum. There was aluminum foil in her mouth, and she was stuffed upside down in a trash can. That's how police found her body, little Evelyn's body. So that right there is just that alone, guys, is going to paint a horrible picture for the jury, okay? Just the sheer fact of how police found little Evelyn's body upside down in that trash can with aluminum foil stuffed in her mouth. And she was wrapped up to where she couldn't, and she was an infant too, basically. So there was no way Evelyn was going to get out of that. Now, I don't know if she was, she was alive. From my understanding, she was alive when she was put in that trash can, which makes it even worse. So these are things that the jury they're going to see pictures, they're going to hear testimony from TBI agents, police, they're going to hear testimony from these people that discovered Evelyn's body. And that is going to definitely paint a picture for the jury, right? I don't know what the defense has up their sleeve, but in my opinion, they really do have their work cut out for them. I know Megan's attorney said that he's almost 100% sure that he's going to get his client off, because she is definitely innocent in his opinion. So I don't know what the defense has planned to argue against the prosecution, but WJHL came out and said that, her attorney come out and told WJHL that in his eyes, she is 100% innocent, and he's going to prove it. So let's see how it pans out. So, I think one of the most important people that is going to be testifying in this trial is going to be a friend that Megan Boswell had when Evelyn was missing, okay? And what I'll do, it took me a while, but I finally found the news article, and I'll link it in the description below if you want to go read it. It took me a while. This is one of the things I got exposed to that I thought, man, this is really going to come up later on down the road in a trial or something. And I assumed that the trial would have been a lot sooner, but we're finally at it 5 years later. So let me go ahead and read you the article, guys. And this is the reason why I say her friend is probably going to be one of the most important, witnesses' testimony in this trial. The article goes on to say a friend of Megan Boswell told WVLT. I'm sorry, not WJHO, it's WVLT. They're out in Knoxville. A friend of Megan Boswell told WVLT News that she believes Megan knows the whereabouts of her missing toddler, 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. Now, this is coming from Megan's friend. The TBI issued an Amber Alert February 19th after Evelyn in Sullivan County was reported missing. Let's see, go on there. It goes over the timeline, but I just want to talk about her friend, what her friend has to say. The child's mother, Megan, and the child's grandmother, Angela Boswell, were arrested. Angela Boswell's boyfriend, William McLeod, was also arrested. All three were at the Sullivan County Jail as of February 26th. Now, this was a long time ago, guys. WVLT News digital producer Olivia Harris spoke with Christian Arnett, who said she is Megan's friend. Arnett told WVLT News that she has known Megan since they were in high school. Arnett said when they talked in March 2019, Megan wanted to go to work and was looking for a babysitter. Arnett said that Megan appeared to be a good mother and that she talked a lot about Evelyn. Arnett said Megan was a lifesaver to me when I first had my son. So they were very close. However, Arnett said Megan's personality changed as the search for Evelyn progressed. On February 21st, Arnett said Megan texted her, "I'm scared. I was scared of the person who took her." That night, Arnett said Megan talked to her differently. Arnett said the situation doesn't add up and added that, "I did at first believe her, but as the interviews went on, I think she knows. I think she knows where Evelyn is, and I think she knows who has her," investigators said. Eventually arresting her on charges of false reporting. Every time we talk to her, her story changes. I'm serious when I say that. Every single time, the Sullivan County Sheriff's Captain Andrew Seabolt. Arnett, Megan's friend, added that Megan never spoke negatively about motherhood or Evelyn. She never really seemed overwhelmed either, Arnett said. Let's see. It goes on to say that they searched a pond in North Carolina. And that's pretty much the end of that article there. But I do remember, let's see, what was her name again? Christian Arnett. Christian Arnett. She is going to be probably one of the most important witnesses and one of the most important people with a testimony against Megan in this trial. Her name is Christian Arnett, and she was friends with Megan Boswell. And she said when Megan was staying with her while people were searching for Evelyn, she tried to get Megan to go out and help search for her daughter, and Megan was just not having it. She just was. I think she said she became really recluse, antisocial, and just withdrawn from everything. I mean, everything. She just was acting really weird, especially when her friend Christian was trying to get her to talk about Evelyn, try to help out with the investigation, look for her, whatever. It just seemed like when she would talk about what was going on, it just seemed like she could witness Megan just shutting down, becoming, really recluse, and just her personality changing and all that stuff as the investigation was unfolding and while they were looking for little Evelyn. I think, in my opinion, what it was, Megan knew that she was close to being caught, and she was worried about what she was going to do if she was caught. She was panicking. I think it started to set in, about everything going on, in my opinion. Megan done a lot of news interviews with WJHL. And that's weird. Megan done an interview with Ansley Daniels, and the weird thing is, so has Dawn and Candace. But that is another missing child's story altogether in itself. So I'm not going to get into that, but I think it's a little weird. It's just strange, it's just wow. Poor Ansley. Ansley Daniels with WJHL News. She's had to do an interview with Dawn and Candace, and that's still yet to be resolved in the Summer Wells case. And Ansley Daniels got to do an interview with Evelyn Boswell. Wow. Poor Ansley. I don't know if she'll have to testify or not. She may. I don't know. But, there will be a lot of testimony in the trial, from forensics people to police, TBI, mental health people. And, in my opinion, I don't think Megan was ready for motherhood. She was by herself. The baby's daddy was in the military, and Megan was very, very young, maybe 18 at the time. No real. I don't know. I think when looking at it, I think Megan just, after she had Evelyn, and she was just alone. I don't know if she had really any support system from her family. Sounds like she may have had a rough upbringing. It doesn't sound like her family life was probably the best. But you have to stop and consider, all that going on. That's still no reason to kill your child and to dispose of her the way allegedly Megan did. Again, she was upside down in a trash can, wrapped up with aluminum foil in her mouth. And again, when the jury sees this, I'm not really too worried about the jury hearing and seeing anything on social media. And that's what her attorney said. He's like, I want the jury just to see the facts and hear the facts. Well, that alone in itself is pretty disturbing, because, the TBI, Barry Staubus, love him to death, great district attorney for Sullivan County, very ethical. I ain't got nothing but praises for Barry Staubus. But anyway, Megan will be treated fairly. I can say she will be treated fairly by the prosecutor's office. Knowing what I know, she'll be treated very fairly. But just the sheer fact of, the images that the jury's going to see, the testimony from TBI and police, the testimony from people that discovered Evelyn's body, that's definitely going to leave an image, and it's going to leave a mark on the jury. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So the defense definitely has their work cut out for them. No, Megan's not going to get the death penalty because she doesn't qualify for it. She has no previous criminal record. But I'd say with all the evidence that police have against her, if she's found guilty, she will probably receive, based on the way Evelyn was discarded. I'd say the jury probably won't have no problem, giving her life in prison. But we'll have to hear both sides. There's two sides to all this. Obviously, they found her. At first, I was kind of wondering maybe if she was mentally competent to stand trial because of her upbringing and all this other stuff. But they found her they found her mentally competent, and she's gonna stand trial. And them finding her mentally competent, that was one hurdle. And now I really think that, based on the disturbing pictures that the police and the disturbing testimony that, you know, professionals are about to give. It's going to leave a mark on the jury. I can tell you, so the defense definitely has their work cut out for them, in my opinion. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think about everything I said. And if you're local, let me know anything that you've heard or seen that, you know, that I didn't speak about that you think is really concerning about the case. So anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all on the next video.